Welcome to John's Tarot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and welcome to you from wherever you may be joining me for this podcast. I hope you're all doing well and that you had a nice holiday. I had a very interesting experience, and that experience was getting stranded in the mountains. We went on a camp trip up to a place called Onion Valley, and I'm going to explain a little bit about what happened on our experience and what I learned from our experience, because I believe that we are given challenges in our life, and when we receive these challenges, we're supposed to learn something. And I tend to be very reflective, and I'm going to share with you what I learned from this potentially disturbing situation that I had up in the mountains.
Oh, far out, man.
All right, let me switch over to my mountain page. So we were up in this place called Onion Valley, and we were camping up there, up about 9,200 feet. Up there pretty good. You get a little hypoxic up there. And getting ready to come home, we wanted to come home on Sunday. So Saturday night, I go to check I wanted to check the weather report. The car has satellite radio. I figured I might be able to get something from the satellite radio and pick up a little radio from somewhere, it has Sirius and satellite. So I go to turn the car on, and nothing. No, nothing. Car is dead. Car is non-operable. And we're up. It's Saturday night, and it's about 7:30 at night, and there's no cell service. There's no cell service at that area. I'm up there at that altitude, and there's nobody going to come up and save me. And as far as hybrid cars go, my car is a hybrid. I don't know how to fix a hybrid car. I know a little bit about the internal combustion engine, standard cars, but hybrid cars, I don't know anything about that. And so I kind of assessed the situation, me personally. Okay, we were safe. We had food. We had shelter. The tent was still up there, right? And we're going to be okay. And Wendy and I talked it over. She said, well, we'll go down. We'll hitchhike down in the morning and get down where there's some cell service. And that's what we decided to do. During that evening, Wendy is very anxious, and she's calling and trying to make other plans. And I'm a little anxious, too. I realize that I am completely at the mercy of the universe. However it's going to unfold is how it unfolds. Now, I wasn't afraid that we were in any particular type of danger. The worst thing that could happen was it's going to cost me a lot of money. But I think we'll be okay, but we got to get to where there's some cell service. Wendy worked on some other options in the night, and those all did kind of fell through. The next morning, we broke camp, we packed everything up, and we got down the mountain. We were able to, we got a ride from a nice woman named Caroline. She was a Navy helicopter pilot, and she was up there camping. She was very nice, and if she tends to listen, runs into this, Caroline, thank you very much for the ride. It was very helpful. And she got us down the mountain into this place called Independence, California. I want to tell you, there is nothing in Independence, California. Luckily, there's cell service, but there's not much else. So Wendy and I got on the phone, and we got a hold of there's an emergency service connected with my car. And we called them up. They said, there's nothing we can do until tomorrow. Like, wow. So we went and rented a hotel room there in Independence, and Wendy's not giving up. She's relentless. And she went after it a little bit more, and we called that same service up, and we got a different representative. And the guy says, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll send a guy out there. So they sent a tow truck driver to meet us. And, it took a little while, but the guy met us, and he was very competent. His name was Hunter. I liked Hunter because he goes, well, I know where your car is parked. I've been up there hundreds of times. I'm not going to be able to pull it out with the truck. He goes, but we'll see what we can do. Hunter knew he was going to be able to get us out. He one way or the other, he was going to be able to accomplish this. He was very confident, and he had done this before. It reminds me of myself, the kind of confidence he had. He got us to the top of the mountain, and he had this one of his little jumper packs. And I guess you can get them like out of Amazon now. And he knew how to jump this hybrid car. He was familiar with it, and he jumped it, so I was able to back it out of the campsite. And then I had to make a decision. What are we going to do? And either drive home with it the way it was or take it to the dealership and have them look at it tomorrow. And I chose to go take it to the dealership and let them look at it tomorrow because I didn't want to drive it all the way home on the 395 and have it stall out in the middle of the desert out there. If you've ever been out there, it's a pretty desolate area. So we took it up to Bishop and had the dealership look at it, and there was nothing wrong with it. They gave it a clean bill of health, and we drove it home. Now, what I learned from the experience, first I learned that reality unfolds sequentially. It unfolds at its own time, at its own pace, and that each stage of the process reveals enough information for the next appropriate action. We're up on the mountain. I can't do anything. We're able to get down the mountain. Then we had access to some resources, and we had the ability to make some decisions about the next appropriate action. And it just unfolded one step at a time, just like that. I also learned that suffering often increases when we mistake imagined futures for present reality. People handle stress differently. The way I dealt with it was like, okay, one step at a time, and we'll go through with it. My spouse, my wife, tend to be a little bit more panicked. She deals with stress in a different way, and she keeps on attacking the problem until we get a solution. She was up almost all night trying to get us a tow truck, and nobody would come up in the evening. Reality is only going to reveal itself at its own pace. The next day, she was instrumental in getting us a tow truck driver because she was relentless in going after it once we got down into Independence. To get us a tow truck driver with the corporation who built the car to resolve the problem. And then wisdom is learning to synchronize your action with the rate at which reality reveals itself. That's another thing I learned. Sometimes it's no use in pushing when reality is not ready to reveal the next step. You just got to be a little patient. And the quality of mind that functions well within complex systems, and I just talked about my quality of mind. My ability is, I have an ability to synchronize action at the rate at which reality reveals itself. Wendy wants to push ahead a little harder. Both of these processes, both these methods are valid, but they're to be used at different points of time within the process. She was instrumental. What finally happened was, like I said, she went after the company. They finally came out to get the car. They towed it up to Bishop. We had to wait overnight, got a hotel room, got something to eat. We were safe the whole time. And the next day, the company looked at the car. They checked it off, and we drove it home. And there was no charge because it was still under warranty. And that was a big tow, man, getting it off that mountain. And then it was another 50 miles into Bishop from Independence. And, the dealership looked at it. It was a big deal. I thought, oh, man, this is going to cost me about $5,000. It didn't cost me anything. There was no charge to it. This was all covered by the company. So that's what I learned. And then what else did I learn? I learned about myself. I learned about what kind of person I am and what kind of person I have developed into. Through my years of sobriety, my years of self-reflection, my years of work with symbolic systems like the I Ching and the Tarot have altered the way I deal with complexity. This was a complex situation. I don't know how to fix a hybrid car. I don't know how to get it down the mountain at 8 o'clock at night. I was certainly at the mercy of the universe. I did a little prayer, I did a serenity prayer. And, and I realized that There was nothing I could do at that point. I did everything I could do at that point, and I never pray for magic. Like magic, have a tow truck magically appear. What I pray for is the ability to show me the next step and to make the right decision. And those steps revealed themselves sequentially. And that was really kind of interesting. When we start talking about the steps revealing themselves sequentially, now we get into the area of a living universe. Am I part of a living universe? And that, I think, will be a topic for another podcast, because it sure appears that way. Anyway, what I learned about myself is the type of person I am, how my experience has developed me into a kind of person who was able to sit with uncertainty and with confidence that the answers will be revealed, and they'll be revealed one step at a time, not all at once. And I'm pretty good about not jumping into the future or jumping into the past, but sitting in the present and waiting for the steps to reveal themselves. Now, this method of solving problems might be useful to you. That's why I'm sharing it with you. If you have specific problems you want to work out, I would suggest maybe you set up a tarot reading with John and give you some ideas where you are in the process. But even given that, you don't need me. I would suggest a little prayer and then a little patience. And then the next step will reveal itself. And, pray for the ability to see what the next step is and to take the right actions. And reality will sequentially reveal itself, one step at a time. I know it's kind of a very deep topic. Let's do a little tarot reading, and I'll wrap this up because I just wanted to do a little something about my experience up on the mountain and being trapped on the mountain and how we got down the mountain and how we resolved the problem and how I use my philosophical systems, my philosophy. And it was actually a test of my philosophy. Would this pan out? And it all kind of worked out surprisingly well. My ability to read tarot is a gift, an expression of divine love, and I'm here to share it with you in that same spirit. So in just 3 cards, I'm going to make it short this week, and I'm now into semi-retirement, and starting next week, I'll probably start doing something a little bit more in depth and a little bit more consistently, because what am I going to do with my spare time? I'm thinking about availing myself for live tarot readings. But is there anything else that the tarot would like to reveal about this process? Is there anything else the tarot would like to reveal about the nature of reality revealing itself in sequence? Here we go. One more time, and then we'll shuffle it up. Is there anything else the tarot would like to reveal about my experience, about how reality reveals itself in sequence, one step at a time? I'm going to cut the deck. And my first card, the Fool's Journey. Yeah. When you have a big problem, you're like the fool. Right? You are, you don't know all the answers. You're at the beginning of a journey. You're at the beginning of a process, and you have to be careful. And remember to do this one step at a time and not take any missteps and not act too early and not delay too late. But wait for cues. Wait for the correct cues from the universe. That'll be the little dog. As you look at it here, that's the universe trying to warn you. Be careful. Don't step over the cliff, and you will be given the information you need. You see, the fool carries a little knapsack on a stick. He has everything he needs, right? And just be careful, one step at a time, and the path is going to be revealed to all your problems. Sequentially, the universe will do it. Card 2, the 3 of Wands. In the 3 of Wands, you see a man standing there looking out towards the distance with 3 wands in his hand on one of them. And that usually has to do with People, you have a problem. The first step has been revealed, and you're standing there looking for the next step. You can see each one is a step in the process, and he's one step has been revealed, and he's waiting for the next step to be revealed. Just be patient, remain in the present. Do not project into the future into possible catastrophic situations. Remain stable in the present, and remember to take care of those around you who may be involved in this situation with you, and that these people have helped you along the way, and that other things have helped you in your life along the way. Have a little faith, baby. Things are going to work out. Just got to hang in there and wait for one step at a time. And then the third card, the death card. And you think that's really a bad card. It's not the bad card. The death card has to do with renewal, rebirth, letting go of old patterns that are no longer serving you in your life, and a new structure to be built on that. So maybe your old way of dealing with problems had been the real stressful method, right? Like, you got to go after it, got to panic, I got to throw myself into the future and catastrophic thinking. And those are the things that need to come to an end. And you need to have a rebirth in your way of problem solving and having a little faith that the universe is going to help you along the way, one step at a time. Now, some problems I realize are really catastrophic in life. And sometimes we have to accept those things. But for problems like the one I'm discussing, the process worked. And I was very happy with the outcome. So for this week...
Goodbye, Professor Marvel, and thanks a lot!
Well, it was my pleasure. I will see you again next week. I just wanted to get something quickly out there. And you guys all have a good week. Be careful, be cool, be kind. Remember, have strength, find faith, and I will talk to you all again next week. And we'll see which direction I move from here. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody who listens to me, even for 10, 15 minutes out of your time. It means a lot to me, and it's what keeps me going. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.